Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, I know the lighting is horrible, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to have the ocean behind me. Not only that, but the camera is fogging up because it's really warm here today. Do you guys remember back in the day when I would go places and the camera would fog up? So the camera is fogging up and I will fix it here in just a couple minutes, but hopefully it will go away. I'm vlogging a little bit earlier today because Alex is downstairs and he is arranging our transportation for tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going over to Isla Mujeres to hang out with Caroline and her friends at this. We're gonna go and we're gonna meet them. They're like texting back and forth. Hold on, he just texted me. We're texting back and forth like if we're gonna meet at like the restaurant club or if we're gonna meet at like their Airbnb and then like go over there together. Alex also wants to get like a golf cart and like go all over the island and stuff tomorrow. So we're going over there early tomorrow. And then, I mean, not like 8 o'clock. I think we're supposed to get over there like by 10. And then, so we gotta get up here so we can go and take the ferry to Isla Mujeres, and then we're gonna spend the whole day over there and then come back tomorrow night over here. But anyway, so I'm just kind of waiting for him to get back to the room. And so I thought, I just on the way down up here, or the way up, way up, down. I'm so relaxed right now. First of all, we had just such a wonderful day at the pool. But on the way up here, I got some little snacky food. I got a caprese sandwich on like this ciabatta bread. And then I got some hummus with some chips in it. They have like these little places that you can just like stop. It's like, I mean, they're like they're not like grocery stores, they're like kind of like little cafes, like delis, but since it's all inclusive, like you can just pick out what you want. And so I got that. They have all these desserts here. So I have to kind of tell this story. So we're on hiatus from the healthy living while I'm on vacation. Let's just put that out there first of all, okay? The healthy diet living, I mean, I haven't really eaten that much, honestly. I mean, I still am eating like, you know, one time a day, or, you know. Last night we went to dinner at this like Greek restaurant. Oh, I talked about that when we got home last night, and I just didn't even really eat that much. So we had gotten room service earlier, but I'm still not eating like that much while we're down here. Anyway, so what was the funny story I was gonna tell? Okay, so I was talking to my friend Nikki before I came down here, and she was like, so I guess her mom watches my vlogs sometimes, and she said something about when we go to Unico, the chocolate donuts. Okay, so Unico has this coffee shop, and it's called Cafe Inez. And you can get like any coffee that you want there, any like iced coffee, hot coffee, or whatever. And so it's an all-inclusive too. And so when you go in there, but they have like all these like desserts, salads, sandwiches, and stuff that you can just like get while you're there too. And you can just say, I want one of those, one of those. But they also like, you can get a bag, and then you can just take all the treats you want. And so when we go there, they have these chocolate donuts that are like this big. They're fantastic. Planes are going overhead. Make you feel like you're on vacation with the planes going overhead. The lighting is horrible because I should be like, here I'll show you, like I should be sitting here with the sun in front of me. See, like it's much different that way. I guess it's not that, but there's not really anything to put you guys on. So I'm sitting here so we can have the beach behind me, but the lighting is so bad because the light's behind me instead of coming in. Anyway, so Nikki was asking me about these chocolate donuts. She was like, her mom brought them up, and I was like, oh my god, the chocolate donuts in Unico, I totally forgot, from Cafe Inez. I love these chocolate donuts. Well, they have like similar little places here. I mean, every all-inclusive place has that, but here, it's not the chocolate donuts. They don't have anything like that here, but they have this, I'm a huge carrot cake fan. And they have like these small pieces of carrot cake, and they are like absolutely delicious. So every night that we've been here, I've gotten a piece of carrot cake, and I've like kept it in the refrigerator in the room, and then at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I whip out this carrot cake and I eat it. It's so good. So at Unico, it's the chocolate donuts, but here it is the carrot cake. So yeah, so, okay, so I'm sitting here, Alex, I like kind of opened the blinds a little bit because he texted me, he's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm arranging it. And I was like, okay, and I was like, well, I'm gonna vlog a little bit now, and then when you come back to the room, just let me know that you're here. So he's gonna let me know when he gets back to the room. But, so I thought, I'm gonna vlog a little bit now, and then I'll either finish my vlog now, depending on when he gets back to the room, and then we can like, you know, hang out, take a nap together and stuff for dinner tonight, or I'll do part of it now and part of it when we get back tomorrow, or tomorrow, when we get back later tonight from dinner. I don't even know what restaurant we're eating at tonight. So I'm like in this group text with Calix. I almost said Caroline and Alex, and they're going back and forth. Hold on a second. Okay. Caroline's saying their place is pretty far from the club. But they're gonna walk to the club. Anyway, they're going back and forth about should we do breakfast together or blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so they'll figure that all out and let me know. So last night after I got done vlogging, I don't know what is going on with the Wi-Fi in this place, but the Wi-Fi is so fast. My entire vlog, like, it was rendered, uploaded to my phone, and like ready to post in like 25 minutes last night. It was like so quick, I couldn't believe it. So when I got done vlogging last night, I felt like really, really good last night. Like physically really good, like just anxiety update. Like I felt really good last night. And so I was like, I'm gonna start a show and start watching a show, but I didn't want to stay up too late because I didn't want to like sleep in super late today. And I wanted to get a good night's sleep. So I was like, I'm just gonna watch like one episode of a show. So Alex was going to sleep, so I brought my iPad out here and sat out here and cracked open a Diet Pepsi and like sat up. So it was like this huge, I don't know if you can see it, like this, it's like this huge couch thing that we have out here. It's really, really nice. There's also a tub right next to me. So I was like, I am going to, there's the tripod falling. You guys saw it? Oh, there it goes again. Okay, hold on, let me see if I can get this, oh. I'm trying to like twist it as we, okay. Please stay up. Okay. Did I say treadmill or I think I said tripod did I say tripod or did I say treadmill? Anyway, so I sat out here. It was funny because apparently, like we're close to the airport and a lot of people have like complained that you can hear the planes going overhead all the time. And Alex said to me yesterday, he goes, I kind of like, they're going back and forth now about all this. He was like, I kind of really like that you can hear the planes going overhead all day long. But anyway, so I was sitting out here and I started watching this show that I had downloaded off of Netflix, and it's called The Breakthrough. Okay, this is such a fantastic thriller. I watched the first 2 episodes last night. It's 4 episodes. It takes place in Sweden. It's a Swedish show. It's dubbed over. The dubbing's fantastic. And it is about, I think it's based on a true story. I should actually look that up before I say that because I thought La Palma was too. Why? I don't know. But anyway, is The Breakthrough. It has to be based on a true story. Based on a, I am so ready for a nap. Can you guys tell? Based on a true story. And I got more sun today than I thought I would. The true story behind the Netflix The Breakthrough. The Swedish true crime drama tells the story of a cold case that went unsolved for 16 years. Okay. Is The Breakthrough based on a true story? Yes. It's a fictional account based on the 2004 double homicide. Okay. The murders were unsolved for 16 years. So what it's about is, it's about this, such noise. 2 people that are killed in this like small town in Sweden. I don't want to tell you more than that because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's about the detective that is like in charge of the case, and it like kind of haunts him for all these years, and it's like how it affects his life, how it affects their life, and how it goes unsolved. And where I just got to, so he's reading about the Golden State Killer and how they use like ancestry. I don't remember which one they use with the Golden State Killer, but like one of those like ancestry things to find like through DNA testing. So he reaches out to this guy that's like a DNA ancestry person to help the police department. He's got 2 weeks before they're gonna like close the case forever. And so, because it's been 16 years. And so he uses this guy that does like DNA ancestry testing to help him solve the case. And I've got 2 episodes left. It is so good. Well, I was like halfway through the 2nd episode. Okay, so first of all, I got done with the vlog last night and I was uploading it. And, do you guys see the bird behind me? You can't really see anything behind me other than just the ocean stuff. I know that there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, the planes are driving me crazy in this vlog, I can't do it. And then there's gonna be other people that are like, I love the sound of the planes in the background. But anyway, so I got done with the vlog last night, and Alex was like still looking at TikToks and stuff. And so I was sitting on the floor We met this couple today. We were asking about their room. Their room's like identical to us except for they have a couch. So I don't know why we don't have a couch and like a desk, but they have like a couch and a desk. So I don't know why. But anyway, so I'm like sitting on the floor putting this vlog together, right? And I was like, there was something I wanted to tell you guys. I keep on forgetting to tell you, and it's about my foot. So I'll have to remind me to tell you about my foot. I'm listening. Did you remind me? Okay. So I'm sitting on the floor, and all of a sudden, like, the club stops, okay? Like, the club closed. I don't know what time it was, but anyway, the club closed. And all of a sudden, I hear, like, it sounds like there's, like, 30 people outside of our door. And they're just, like, I mean, screaming and yelling and fighting. And I'm like, what is going on? I mean, this resort's pretty quiet. Yesterday, it was pretty busy. So we went to the pool today. Alex, like, walked all the way down to the other pools and stuff. This place is completely cleared out in 24 hours. I mean, the pool that we were sitting at yesterday and today, the adult pool, there was like a DJ yesterday. There was like this electronic like violinist. Today, I think there were like, including us, like 8 people at the pool. That was it. I mean, it's completely cleared out. This entire resort is dead. It is like dead. So last night, I don't know if it was their last night or whatever, but these people were like so loud and they were partying. Like, I mean, they were going in and out of doors. You could hear the doors slamming and stuff. And they were all like on our floor. So I'm sitting out here and I'm like halfway through the second episode of the show, and this guy starts shouting down from right down here by the pool, and like we're like right on top of the pool, and I'm like, what? And so I can kind of hear somebody shouting through my AirPods. I had my AirPods on, so I took my AirPods off, and he's like shouting up, and it's like 2 rooms down from us where like all this partying's going on, right? And he's like, hey, and they're like screaming off this balcony. It's like all these like guys and like this men and women, they're like screaming it like at this guy, and so like I'm like, I don't want to go over to the edge because I don't really know what's going on. But I could totally hear him as if he was like sitting right here. But I was like, I don't like want to look over and then him be like, what are you looking at? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like trying to hear it, but like stand back. So I look over and he's standing like by the pool, looking up at their room, and they're all on the balcony. Like, do you see how big this balcony is? This balcony is like huge. So they're sitting on this balcony and they're all like partying out there, right? And he's like, you guys took my wife's purse. And the women start laughing, and he's like, I saw you in the club. And he was like, I saw, like, as soon as we went to the dance floor, you guys all surrounded our table, and then you left. He goes, I know you guys took my wife's purse. And what is that spot? Did I just spit on the camera? Is that what just happened? Oh, no. Somebody will think that's hilarious. Hold on. Okay, that's better. We're all cleaned up now. So anyway, he's like, I know you guys stole my wife's purse. And they're like, we didn't steal your wife's purse, man. And he's like, I know you did, and I know you have her phone. All we want is the phone. And he's like, I know you have her phone because he said the GPS, but I know he meant like the find a phone. He was like, the find a phone, or he goes, the GPS is showing me that it's in your room. I can see it right here. And they're like laughing and cackling and stuff. They're like, we don't have her phone or her purse. And he's like, look. And he's being really nice about it. He's like, I saw you guys leave, and you were around our table right before you left. And he was like, I know you guys have her phone. We don't even care about the purse or what's in it. You guys can keep the purse, but we want the phone. That's all we care about is the phone. This goes back and forth for like a half an hour. I'm, of course, sitting out here the whole time listening to the whole thing like it's a true crime case, right? And he's like pleading with them. He's like being really, really nice. And so finally, one of the girls goes, we don't have her purse, but we have your phone. We like took it because we thought somebody left it. And he's like, well, that's not true because I saw, and she goes, well, do you want the phone or not? And he goes, yeah. And at one point they said something about like security. And he goes, I don't even have security with me. I'm not security. And they're like, well, don't bring security up here or you won't get your phone. And so he goes, okay. And she's like, do you want your phone? And he's like, I almost shot it down. Do not go up to that room by yourself. But I was like, Peter, don't get involved. So he was like, yeah, he's like, all we want is her phone. I mean, they're all of them. He was drunk. They were all drunk. I mean, it was a mess. And so finally, like, it just goes silent. And then I watch it into my show, okay? And that was like 15 minutes. So I go inside. Alex is asleep. I'm getting into bed, making sure that the doors are locked and all that kind of stuff. And there's people, like, you can hear them going in and out of the rooms. At this point, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? I stayed up much later than I thought I was going to. So anyway, I'm like laying there in bed, and I can hear it. Like, you can hear them, like, first of all, it's, like, the walls are pretty thick. You can't, like, hear in other people's rooms, but for some reason, like, the hallway you can hear. And so they're, like, talking in the hallways and are like yelling at each other. I mean, it was crazy. I kind of was surprised security wasn't called. Like, I mean, I'm not somebody that's going to do that, but I was kind of surprised that security wasn't called at some point, because I mean, they were like running up and down the hallways and stuff. And so, so I'm laying there and I'm like almost asleep, and it was 4:33 because I like picked up my phone and I looked to see what time it was. I heard this large sound, and it sounded almost kind of like it sounded like a gunshot. And I'm like, no, there's no way. That's like, it had to have been like a slammed door, like a door just like slammed. And like after you heard these people like screaming, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I thought, did somebody like fall off the balcony or something? So I come running out here. Alex goes, what's going on? I go, they've been like fighting and screaming like for the last 2 hours. And so he just rolls over and goes back to sleep. My husband's so disinterested in all this kind of stuff. So I come out here and I look. It's like completely silent. They're like not on the patio. I'm like looking all around like, did somebody get hurt or something? And at this point, I almost kind of was like, well, maybe I should go out there and see what's going on. I was like, don't get in the middle of all this. So I just laid there, and then it kind of went silent after that. And I tried to fall asleep, and it was like right before 5 o'clock, and it happened again. It was like this really, I think it's like like they slammed this door. What I kind of think it is like if you have like the sliding glass door open, and then you close, like if you even like just slam the door like that, it would like, because of the air, you know what I mean? Like the wind, it like slams really hard. So I think that's kind of what happened, but it was so loud. I mean, it like went down the, I mean, it was loud. It was really, really loud. And that one woke up Alex, and he was like, what is going on? I said, I told you that they've been like doing all this kind of stuff. He goes, just go to sleep. So then I just like tried to fall asleep. It took me a while. Finally, I fell asleep. So my plan was to wake up early today and take a walk on the beach. That did not happen. Alex got up at 11. I got up at 12. He went down to the pool, like right as I was getting up. I got up, I shaved. I forgot to bring my cord, to charge my electric razor. So I wanted to trim my beard today, but I'm like, I think I have enough battery in it to last me a week, but I'm like, you know, like, we're not coming back until, you know, like next weekend. And I'm like, I don't know that I can make my electric, you know, razor last that whole time. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, do I trim my beard today or do I wait? So I think I'm gonna wait until tomorrow morning when we go over to Isla, Mujeres. But anyway, I shaved around here. It's so weird because like I shaved the night before we came. So I shaved like late Thursday night going into Friday morning, and I'd already like run out. I guess I did get kind of some sun today, didn't I? Oh my God. So Alex walked outside and I was like, it was raining last night. Was it raining when I was vlogging? Maybe it was, I don't know. But it started raining last night and like pretty heavy. I mean, it always does kind of like at night in Mexico and the Caribbean, it like rains for a little bit and then it stops. But it was like, this whole place was like soaked over here. So when Alex got up, I said, what's it like outside? And he goes, it's like completely sunny outside. And so he was like, I'm gonna go to the pool. So he was gonna go to one of the other pools. And he walked all the way down there and he was like, no, I just wanna sit at this pool. This pool's quiet. And so we sat down here. The beach is nice, but it's not like a great beach to like sit on. And it's like a very narrow beach, and the water is not like, there's like reefs out there and stuff like that. And so it's like, it'd be a great place to snorkel. But like, as far as just like wading in the water, you can't, I'll show you, but you can't really like, I'm gonna do like a whole video of like touring this place and stuff, and I'll show you guys. I'll go walk down the ocean and whatever. And you'll see what I mean. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just not a great beach to like sit on, to lay out. And Alex, like the 2 times he's tried, there was like mosquitoes out there that he's getting like eaten alive on. Which when I was out there, it didn't really bother me, but it was like bothering him like crazy. So he didn't want us out there. So we sat out here. So we were sitting out here today, and we were out there for like an hour, and I was like, there's like these steps, like the whole one side of the length of the pool is all like steps. And so I was like, I told Alex, I said, I'm gonna be like, I'm at home in the pool in the neighborhood, I'm gonna sit on the steps with my Diet Coke, and I'm just gonna sit here, you know? So he came over and sat with me, and it was quiet today, no DJ or anything. There was like literally like 8 people in the pool. So we were sitting there, and this couple that was like my age came over, and they were like sitting like right now, like literally like 5 feet from us. And he had like this Johnny Cash t-shirt and stuff like that. And so she started talking to us, and she was like, she said something about, I can't remember what she asked us, but anyway, we started talking to them. They were so nice. They were from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. They were so nice. And so we were talking about like the different places we've got like gone to some of the same places, and we were talking about that. And And they had been here for a week, and so we were like, well, they're leaving tomorrow, and we're like, what are the places that, like, the things we need to do, like, while we're in here and stuff like that. And so they were telling us, and they were so hilarious. She was like my age, and he was like a couple of years younger than her. She was like, I think she said she was like a year older. She was 53 and he was 49. They were so funny. And we like sat there for like 2 hours. I probably wouldn't have gotten as much sun as I did, except for we like just sat in the pool and talked to them. Like they like sat on like the edge of the pool, and Alex and I were like, he was on the steps and I was like standing in the pool. And that was like the last like 2 hours of us being down there. It was so much fun. We had so much fun. So Alex wanted to go arrange transportation, and her husband finally, he was like, he had like some work meeting or something he had to do in his room, and so he had to leave. And so then Alex went to go like arrange transportation. This is the end. So she and I were sitting there talking about like mystery books. She was showing me her book that she read or was reading, and then we were talking about the Freedom McFadden, the Housemaid books, and we were talking and stuff like that. And then so then we like, because that was like Alice, we were getting our stuff together to come up to the room, and they're like staying at the other end of the resort. And so she and I like walked back part of the way together, and then I went upstairs to get like my sandwiches and stuff. It was really nice to meet like somebody else. We love meeting people on and on trips and stuff like that. And so we're gonna meet up with them tonight after we go to, they haven't been to the club yet, because the club is like all the way down here and they're like on the other end. So they're like late eaters too, and so they're like, well, Alex was like, do you guys want to meet up like at the club and have like a drink afterwards? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we're gonna either like meet at like one of these little bars outside, like after we can do dinner tonight. They're not eating the same, they're eating at someplace else, but so we're gonna meet up with them tonight. They were really jealous though that we were going to Isla, Mujeres. Because they were like, what are you guys going over there for? Are you just going over there for like an excursion or like a day trip? And I was like, no, my cousin's over there. She's on a girls trip and she's staying at Airbnb. And I was like, you know, like, it's funny, like, when I talk about like this would be a good example of how like the sober thing comes out. I was telling them about, because they were both like drinking margaritas, and like when the server came around, he's like doing something else and whatever. And so like I was like a Diet Coke, and so I was telling him about what had happened last night. And I said, you know, I know it's vacation, people are going to party and stuff like that, but I mean, this was like 4 o'clock in the morning, spring break, it's January, do you know what I mean? And so I said, and I don't drink. I said, but it really, to be honest with you, it doesn't really bother me. Like when we're on vacation, I obviously know we're going to deal with that and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, you don't drink? And I was like, no, I've been sober for 30 years. And she was like, oh, congratulations. I was like, thanks. It just kind of comes out naturally in conversations. It's interesting how it comes up. And then we were talking, like they were telling us like some of their favorite restaurants. And I said something about, she was telling us like what she eats, and I was talking about like being a vegetarian, and Alex was joking with them about me being a carbitarian. I said I'm totally a carbitarian, and her husband was like, oh, me too. He's like, I could do pasta and pizza every single day. They were so sweet. They were just so nice. And so she and I walked back together part of the way, and then she kept on going, and then I went up the stairs to go to the sandwich shop. So it was really nice. And we talked for them for like 2 hours. We talked to them about the Dominican Republic and going there and places we had stayed, and we talked about, they go to Chicago a lot. We talked to them about Chicago and where they stay and stuff they do in Chicago. And she had been in Indianapolis for the 500. We were talking about the weather, and it just was really nice. We love meeting people and talking to people on vacation. It's so fun. I've actually gotten direct messages from quite a few people that are watching my vlog. First of all, I just want to say that I love that I'm in Mexico, and there are people that are vacationing in Mexico that are watching my vlogs of me in Mexico while you're also in Mexico. But like 3 or 4 people have messaged me, and they're like, hey, like I'm on vacation too. And you know, somebody said to me, they said, can you tell us where to go on Isla Mujeres? I'm like, I don't know. I've never been. I've been there one time. So I went there years and years. I mean, I haven't been there like as like an adult. I think, so it would have been my dad and my stepmom and my first boyfriend after I got sober. The 4 of us went to Cancun. And we went with them, he and I, that boyfriend and I, went with my dad and my stepmom twice to Cancun. Once we stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, and once we stayed at the JW Marriott. And both of them were fantastic and beautiful. But one of them, we did like a day trip over to Isla Mujeres. It was different then though. I mean, you're talking 30 years ago. I mean, probably 28 years ago was when I went over there last. I mean, there was like, I think there was like maybe 1 hotel and like 15 bars or something. Like there was like, nobody stayed on Isla Mujeres, if I remember correctly. And so I remember my dad like chartered like this guy to like take us over there in kind of like a little whaler. It was like this really small boat that we went over there in. Because because I've always been afraid of sharks. I can remember that day, like my dad was making like jokes about it and whatever. And so we went over there, and I can remember like they anchored like probably like 100 feet from like the shore, and you literally like you jumped off the boat, and it was like 2 feet of water, 3 feet of water, and you just like walked up into the, I mean, we had like backpacks and like our bathing suits on, and we just like walked into shore. I remember as soon as we walked up the beach, there was like this bar restaurant, we like ate lunch and stuff and whatever. And then I remember we like walked around the island a little bit, and then like we snorkeled, and we went back like 4 hours later. And I remember it being really, really cool. It reminded me a lot of what like, it reminded me because around that same time, well, in high school, we had gone to St. Martin and St. Bart's. And it reminded me of going to St. Bart's, is what it reminded me of. And I was like, this is like really weird that this is like this little island in Mexico, and it reminds me of St. Bart's. I mean, it's not too weird because it's, you know, the Caribbean, but anyway, so that's, I'm excited about that tomorrow. That'll be really, really fun. And then, yeah, tonight, I'm not gonna stay up too late because we have, this is part of one of the reasons why I wanted to do some of the vlog tonight, because if we go to dinner and then we meet up with them, I don't know how late that'll go, and like get back, I don't want to be like, okay, well, I have to, like, I don't have to, but I want to vlog. I love to vlog on like vacations. I was actually thinking about it today, and I was like, because my plan was I was going to take a walk and come back to the room. I was going to film a drama video, and I was going to do a a TV video too, and I was going to film them and then have them uploaded, like uploading while we were gone. But I didn't do that, obviously. I didn't even like look into like, I have a couple ideas for different drama videos, but I just was like, you know what, like, I think while we're down here, I'm just gonna take it real slow. I mean, I think, see, this is how it starts. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll make a drama video, and then they have like different kinds of Pepsi down here. They have like 3 different kinds of Pepsi, so I was gonna review like the 3. I was like, I have all these different ideas. But once I start, then it'll be like an hour and a half in the room putting all this stuff together. I'm like, no, you're not gonna do this on this trip. You're just gonna be in the moment, live in the moment, and just enjoy it. So I don't really know, like, if I'm gonna film on my other channels at all while I'm down here, or maybe just, I mean, I didn't film today. Tomorrow we're going to Isla, Mujeres, so I won't be filming on my other channels tomorrow. I will be filming over here, most likely. But that's something I want to fill you guys in on what happened during the day. I may film throughout the day a little bit tomorrow and then include that in my vlog. Or maybe I'll do that for my Peter Does Stuff channel or something. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it much. If I do the resort tour, it'll be on my Peter Does Stuff channel. But maybe I'll film a little bit of Isla Mujeres tomorrow and put that up there too. I don't know. We'll see. But I might save those till I get back, even if I do film it tomorrow. But I also don't want to just like the whole time like be filming stuff. I want to enjoy the moment. So I don't know, like today Alex was like, have you filmed a video since you've been down here other than your vlog? And I was like, no. And he was like, do you miss it? And I go, I do miss it. Like, I have a lot of fun when I'm filming, but at the same time, like, it's so hard for me. Like, people are like, just take a couple days. It's like, that's great advice, and I think there's a lot of truth in me needing to maybe just, you know, disconnect, but it's hard for me to do. It really is hard for me to do. Like, it feels like I haven't filmed a drama video in days. So tomorrow, one of the things I did think about is, if we don't get back too late tonight, that I could film a drama video out here and post it tomorrow. But if I don't do it tonight, then I won't film one tomorrow. Then it would be, what will it be? Tuesday will be the next drama video that I film over here, you know? And then maybe I'll film, you know, for the next, you know, 5 or 6 days that we're down here or whatever, I'll film on my drama video. I don't know. I'm just taking it day by day. I'm doing actually pretty good taking it day by day, except for this moment right now, where I'm like in my head thinking about it. I actually am like looking at this camera, I'm like, you got so much more sun today than I thought that I did. So, yeah. So today, when I got myself ready and shaved and stuff, I went downstairs and to a little coffee shop and got myself a little coffee, and then met Alex at the pool, and it's been good. It's been fun. I have, like, haven't been really reading a whole lot at all, so that would be, like, one of my goals tonight. I think I'm going to listen to this audiobook for a little bit or read a couple chapters of the Alex Cross book, and then just, like, lay in bed and, like, you know, before we take a nap. So, we have dinner reservations tonight, but they're late. And so, planes going over. So I can read and like fall asleep into a nap. It's funny because like on our vacations, Alex rarely ever sits like out on the patio, but he has been sitting out here a lot, like you know, like watching shows and stuff like that. What did he watch last night? He was watching a lot of TikToks last night. He was showing me TikToks. People he thought I'd like. But he was watching some show, too. He watched that movie that Oprah's in, because he was telling me about that. But then he watched something else, too. I can't remember what it is. Everybody's texting me about The Housewives. I have The Housewives. We watched Salt Lake City. I haven't watched New York. The camera stopped. I haven't watched New York and what do you call it? Beverly Hills from last week. So I'm gonna probably watch those tonight. Sister Wives, is it Sunday tonight, isn't it? Yeah, Sister Wives is on tonight. I'll probably wait until we get back and do like tonight's episode and next week's episode on like the same night or something like that. We'll figure it out. Like next Monday I'll probably do like 2 episodes together. I don't know, we'll just have to figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. It's really, I'll be honest with you, it's like, this has been probably one of the most relaxing trips I've taken in a long time. Like, really long time. I'm getting really good sleep. I'm sleeping through the night. So on an anxiety level, last night after the vlog, I watched a show. I didn't feel anxious at all. I felt great. And then, got up today. I was telling Alex, like, it didn't feel like the internal like shaking that I had today when I woke up. It felt like, because I was explaining to him, he goes, almost kind of like you're over caffeinated. I said, kinda, but not like that edginess that comes along with it. Like I woke up and I just felt like I had this like energy running through me. I don't even really, not like I felt like, I just felt alert when I got up. This is gonna sound crazy, but almost kind of like panicky without, like I wasn't panicking. If that, you know, like when you feel panicked, like how physically it feels, like that, but I wasn't like worried or anything. I feel like every day it's getting a little bit better. I will say this, I think talking about it has really, really helped. So many of you guys have really shared stories with me that just in the comment sections, and people continue to direct message me, and it's just like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, you know? To be able to come on a video, it was so funny today because like we were talking to that couple, so they were like telling us what they did. They were like asking Alex what he does and stuff like that. And so I didn't really say anything. And they said something about, we got on the topic of like working remotely. And because they were all talking about being able to work remotely. And she's like, are you able to work remotely? And I was like, yeah. I don't tell, like, unless people like ask me directly, like, what do you do for a living? Like, and I never really know what to say, how to say it, you know? Like, I don't know how, I mean, it's interesting because like when I've talked to other people that like TikTokers, people that make YouTube videos and stuff like that, they're like, oh yeah, I tell people all the time. I don't. I mean, it's like, unless somebody asks me directly. And so she asked me today, she was like, so what do you do that you get to work remotely? And I said, I make videos. And she was like, what do you mean you make videos? And he goes, you make YouTube videos? And I go, yeah, I make YouTube videos. He goes, would I know who you are? And I go, probably not. And he goes, what do you make videos about? And I was like, so I have 7 channels. And she goes, you have 7 channels? And Alex just started laughing. And he was like, I was like, who do you like watch? And he was like, listen people. And so I was asking him, I was like, so I do like drama commentary on like the channel that I started on, really. Like, I like explained the BookTube channel. And then, so I was like, so he was like really interested in the drama commentary channel. I said, no, wait, you turn it on, because like he was like pulling it. I go, oh, here we go. This is the moment. This is the moment where people like pull up my name, and then he couldn't like get it up because of the Wi-Fi. But he was like, I want to look. I go, okay, so I'm just gonna prepare you. Alex goes, he flips a fan and he sings songs. He goes, you flip a fan? I'm like just in a pool talking, you know. It's like, he's like, Alex is like, yeah, he flips like a fan and he like, whatever. So the husband was like getting a kick out of it. He was like, well, what stuff that you talk about? And I was like, so I was like asking him, I was like, do you know who like David Dobrik is? He's like, I've never heard of him. This is where people think that like, I mean, these people were hip, okay? Like they were hip. They weren't like people that just, I mean, they knew about the world. And So I said, do you know who David Dobrik is? And he was like, no. I was like, what do you watch on YouTube? And he goes, I watch, like, so he told me some stuff that he's interested in. He knew the Try Guys. And I said to him, I go, do you like know? He knew who Philip DeFranco was. And so I was like, do you know who Ethan Klein is from? He goes, that podcast. I said, the H3 podcast. And he was like, yeah. I go, okay, like, imagine like a local access TV version of that. I said, that's what I am. He just started laughing. He goes, I only know who that is because I've watched like some of like, you know, other people's channels that have talked about. He goes, I don't think I've ever watched like one of his podcasts and stuff like that. And I was asking him, I was like, do you know, like I cover a lot of like beauty industry stuff. And she was like, who do you cover in the beauty industry? And I was like, Jeffree Star. And she's like, I've never heard of them. And I was like, it's so funny because like outside of the YouTube or influencer space, like I even said to them, I was like, do you look at TikToks? And she was like, yeah, I look a lot at TikToks. And he was like, I look more at like Instagram and Facebook Reels. And she was like, I do follow like, you know, like people. And I go, Michaela Nagara. And she goes, what did she say? She knew who she was, but she said it was not like how like I would describe her. I said, what did she say? It was kind of funny how she said it. I was like, oh, that's interesting that you like identify her that way. Damn it. If I see her tonight, I'm gonna have to ask her what she said. Because it wasn't about makeup. She goes, oh, she's the girl that does this. And I was like, oh, that's so weird that you thought of her. What did she say? She knew who she was, but she didn't watch her. And so, but anyway, it's funny when like, I mean, the influencer world, which I hate that word anyway, is so saturated now. I mean, there's so many YouTubers, so many TikTokers, so many Instagrammers. It's like, I mean, you know, whatever. But now, I will say when Dramageddon was going on, if I would like go somewhere, I mean, not people typically my age, but if they were like Alex's age, like they knew, they were watching what was going on and stuff like that. Oh, I will say this, when people ask me about stuff, the one thing, like if they ask me like what I cover, the one thing that they do typically know about is, or the two things they typically do know about is, which is interesting because it's hit mainstream, is Colleen Ballinger and James Charles. They do know about that. I didn't even bring them up today, but like if somebody asks me like what kind of stuff do you cover, I'll be like, I list off like, I'll say like Trisha Paytas. No, somebody, a lot of times people know Trisha Paytas, but not from YouTube. They'll know her from other stuff that she's done. Shane Dawson, nobody ever knows who Shane Dawson is. I always go like to PewDiePie. People don't even know who PewDiePie is unless they're like gamers know like a lot of the YouTubers because they've like, you know, they're on like a lot of like Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. But so yeah. Did I tell you guys that not too long ago I found out? It was like 9 months ago. Anyway, that's a different story, but about somebody that like I have like a connection with that's like a really famous like Twitch like gaming streamer. Did I tell you guys that connection? If I did, put it in the comment section below. If I didn't, but I'll share the story with you. It's really funny how it came up. That I didn't even know that I knew this person like indirectly, but it's like a famous like Twitch gamer. But anyway, like the connection, like they had never mentioned to me that like they did that. It's a kind of a funny story, but anyway, like they didn't. There's a person in between us, and they didn't know, like, I didn't know that they knew them, and they didn't know, I didn't even know who this person was, and they didn't know who I was, but, like, they're, like, you know, a big, like, Twitch game, a huge Twitch gamer, so, like, nothing, like, on my level, you know? But anyway, I mean, I'm not a gamer, I'm some small YouTube dude with a camera, you know? But anyway, they were really, really nice, but he was real interested in it, and he was asking me all these questions and stuff, and interestingly enough, didn't ask the typical questions that, like, Alex just texted me, what did he say? I can't even see what he's saying on here. Hold on. I don't want to put my glasses on. I don't understand what his text means. He asked me like, people typically ask me like, straight men usually ask questions about like how do you put ads on your videos. It's always very like money related. Women will ask me typically specifically about things. It's interesting, like more women will ask me about like Instagram, which I'm not like huge on Instagram. Oh, he's having a taco, he said. Okay. But he was asking me like, it was interesting, he's like, how do you come up with like ideas for videos and stuff? He was real interested in my TV watching. He was like, how do you pick what shows you're gonna watch? I go, you know what, that's funny. I said, when I started doing it, I said, I was like picking shows that I thought I asked people like what they wanted me to watch. I said I still do that. Like if people recommend shows to me, or I'll be like, what reality shows are different. But I said, now I just watch whatever true crime comes up. He's like, what true crime lately have you covered? And I said, the John Benet Ramsey case, I just watched that on Netflix. And I talked to him about the Ashley Madison. They had seen that one. But I said, now I just like watch what I watch, and if I like it, then I want to do a reaction to it like I do a video. He's like, that must be so fun. I go, it's such a blast. He was really cool. He was like, well, Alex was talking to his wife at that point, but he was like really cool. He was like really interested in like, he was like, do you have so much fun? Like, I don't even remember how he said it. He was like, is it fun to come up with ideas for like what you're gonna do in videos? I was like, oh yeah. I said, it is so fun, you know? I said, sometimes like when I start, I have a hard time stopping. And I said, I'll just like be like, he goes, do you film on every single one of your channels every single day? And I was like, oh, no, not at all. I said, but some days I do. I said, because once I get started, I almost kind of can't get, I can't stop. I said, it's really fun. So anyway, he was asking me about that, and then they were telling us about what they did and stuff like that. We were asking them questions, and they were really, really fun. They were really sweet. We always meet people though, like, well, the couple that we met from the UK that we're still close with, like, we were there a couple days with them, but like most of the people that we meet, like, they're leaving like the next day. We were telling them about I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was vlogging when I was in the Dominican Republic. I would have been. And the three other couples that we met that were from New Orleans, and oh, he just texted me asking me if I wanted something. Oh, he just sent me a picture. You guys want to see his taco that he got? Here's his taco. I'm like, no, I'm good. But anyway, we were talking about like meeting people on vacation and stuff like that. And what we were talking to them about the couples that we met. So when we were in Dominican Republic, we went on this day trip, and it's apparently the island that I'm sure I was vlogging and making videos at that time, because that wasn't that long ago. But we did a day trip to the island in Punta Cana. It's like off Punta Cana, where they supposedly filmed like Pirates of the Caribbean or some movie like that. It's beautiful, this island. So we did like a day trip excursion there. But the way there, it was like raining, and it was supposed to be like this VIP experience, and they're like open bar and all this kind of stuff. And so we were sitting, it's like this catamaran, and we were sitting on like one part of like the catamaran, it's like the ropes over the ocean, which is so weird because I'm like freaked out about stuff like that with sharks. But like I've been really good on stuff like that. Like I'll push myself in the moment and be like, you'll look back on this and wish you had done it. So we were just like it was like all of us couples like hanging around this like rope area, at the catamaran. And so this one woman, she started joking with Alex because you think they're coming or going? Oh, they're going. Somebody's going home. So she started joking with Alex because open bar was literally like Dixie cups with like rum, and like you could have Coke in it if you wanted, or just like a shot of rum. That was the open bar VIP experience. It was so hilarious. And so the lunch on the beach was really, really nice. But it was so funny. And then they loved Zydeco music, and I didn't really know a whole lot about it. And they had this one band, and I remember like, so halfway there they stop, and it's like this area that's really, really shallow in the middle of the ocean, and it's called like, it's like where they have like the sand dollars. You can literally stand there and just reach down and pull up sand dollars. And so we stopped there for like an hour, and you just jump out of the boat, and it's like 3 feet high water, and you're in the middle of the ocean. It's the coolest place ever. And then we got to the island. Well, it was pouring down rain. Like poured down rain like halfway there on the way home, like on the way there. The way back, I think it was pretty nice. But anyway, it rained like the whole time we were there. And so we're like in this like outdoor, like, it was like this little kind of like, I don't know, like, it looked like a cabin, but it was like, had no like walls. And so we were in there, and they were teaching us like how to Zydeco dance and stuff like that. It was really fun. But anyway, when we got back, we really connected with them. I mean, like, exchanged Facebooks and everything like that. That's what you do when you're older and you go to a resort. You know you do. If somebody's out there, you've met a couple at a resort, they ask you about your face. What, are you on Facebook? That's what people like my age do. So anyway, so we like exchanged all that with them. Well, we were going to dinner at different restaurants that night. So they were like, let's meet up for a drink afterwards. And we did. And I'll never forget, like, we had such a great time. But they were leaving the next day. And I remember, like, I think we had 2 more days or 3 more days or something, I can't remember. And I remember we got up that next day and I was so sad. I was like, I can't believe they're gone. And Alex was like, I know, I can't believe they're gone too. I will say this, I don't know if I said this in the vlog yesterday, but, oh, this couple today, they were talking about, Alex changed the conversation real quick. He's having a hard time, like, with the Boo Radley thing, with, like, talking about Boo Radley down here. It's weird, like, what it's pulling out of us being on vacation. Like, a big part of, like, when we're gone, talking, like, not a big part, but, like, when we're gone, like, when Boo Radley was still alive, we'd be like, what do you think Boo Radley's doing right now? We're checking in, you know, calling Tanya and checking in on him, and she'd send us videos of him, you know, like, running around, stuff like that, or sleeping, and so, it's weird, but, like, so one of our little isms, you know, is that whenever we would be in a hotel room, I mean, we did it with all the dogs, but it was just Boo Radley for the last 2.5 years. And so when we were, like, on vacation, Vegas, Miami, wherever we were, San Diego, Mexico, we would always say, like, where do you think Boo Radley would sleep if he was on the bed? And I'd be like, oh, his little purple bed would be right here. And Alex would be like, oh, or he'd be snuggled under the blanket right here. And so last night, it was weird because it kind of like went into that direction and both of us got like really sad real quick and just kind of like cut it off. It's weird being on, like this being our first vacation without Boo Radley. I mean, we both thought a lot about it, you know? We were talking about trips today and I was kind of like telling Alex like, you know, like this is kind of like when I would look at like, you know, wanting to look at ideally getting, he said, when are you gonna like, when do you think you're gonna start looking at it? And I said, I mean, like probably, I mean, it keeps on changing for me, you know, maybe, at first I said late summer, early fall, and then I was like, you know, looking at, you know, rescues and stuff, and I thought, well, maybe spring. But we were talking about trips we want to take this summer, and I thought, okay, again, so I'm kind of like back to like fall. I just don't want to train a dog in the winter. I just, like with snow and it being cold outside, I don't want to do that. So I don't know, I'm thinking late summer now, probably. I told Alex, I said, I don't want to go a year and a half, or a year or two. Here's my fear. My fear is that it's so hard. I don't even know if I can explain this, if any words will make sense. I'm sure somebody out there understands what I'm going, like, I was not ready to get a dog right after Boo Radley passed away, but I almost think it probably would have been easier emotionally. I'm afraid that if I wait like a year or two, I'm afraid I just won't ever get a dog again. Like, that's my fear. You know, I'm already thinking to myself, like, the next dog we have, I'll be 53 years old. If he lives to be Boo Radley's age, I'll be 68. I mean, I'll almost be 70 years old, you know, when that dog is like Boo Radley's age. I mean, this could be like the last dog I ever have in my life, you know, possibly. I don't know, there's just like, I just can't go down that road. It's like too much sadness, and not today. Not today, Satan. Today has been a good day. Today's been a really good day. It was such a relaxing day. Today was like the perfect day that I needed. I mean, we literally sat in the pool and talked to these people forever. It was so fun. It was so relaxing. It's just been a really, really good day. Yeah. So, can you guys hear the music in the background? It was funny because somebody commented on my vlog and they said that they had their AirPods in. They were going to tell their son to turn off the music. I love that comment. I thought that comment was so funny. But yeah, this has been like such a great trip so far. I'm just really having a good time, and are y'all getting ready for work tomorrow? Getting ready to go back to work tomorrow? I will say this, it's so weird, like today, when I was like walking down to get my coffee, I was waiting for the plane to go over. So when Alex went down to the pool, he went to the beach, and then he said the mosquitoes were horrible. So we walked down to the pools, and he was like looking at the other pools, and he like didn't really want to be down at the other pools, and so he came back over here, and I said, I was texting him, and he goes, it's like the hotel is dead. Like, well, there was this huge convention. I think I talked about this last night. There was a flooring convention here. It was like 800 people. I don't know how 800 people checked out overnight, but like literally, I mean, this place is empty. When I was walking through the hotel to go get coffee today, there was like nobody but people that work here. There were 8 people at our, like 8, I think at one point I counted, and there was like 6 people besides us. It was like 3 couples. And then they came and then when they came, it was like when we started talking there, we were sitting on the edge of the pool. I mean, it is so dead here. I don't mind it, honestly. I don't mind it, but it's kind of like a little bit like a deserted resort or something. They were saying that like the rest of the week is supposed to be pretty dead, like in Cancun, but then they're doing like all the resorts down here are like running specials. So if you're wanting to do a last minute trip, just FYI, that all the hotels are doing like running specials for the Super Bowl. And Alex was like, because he was talking to one of the servers today at the pool, and he was like, people are coming down here to watch the Super Bowl, and they're like, yeah, because like there's specials. We're doing special packages that you can come for like 4 days, and then you can get like a suite with like a steak dinner, and then you can like watch the Super Bowl. They're like putting like these huge places together, like outside by the pools, for like these huge screen TVs where you can watch the Super Bowl and stuff like that. And so they're doing all these packages, but then you're on the beach the next day. So if you're looking for a last minute trip for the Super Bowl, I don't even know when the Super Bowl is. Isn't it usually the last weekend of January? Y'all know I don't know this shit. Okay. Did I just cuss on a vlog? I hardly ever cuss on a vlog. Y'all know I do not know the Super Bowl stuff, okay, because I don't know football. Super Bowl, I don't even know who's playing in it. Super Bowl 2025. Let's look and see. Okay, when is it? Super Bowl. Where is the Super Bowl 2025? Why is it? I don't know any of this kind of stuff. Oh, it's in New Orleans. The 2025 Super Bowl will be held at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. The game will mark the 8th time Caesars Superdome has hosted a Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar is the halftime show. Does that seem kind of like a boring halftime show to you? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm like somebody that will watch the halftime show. That just kind of seems like a weird halftime show to me. Like when they've talked about people in the past, like I said something one time about, I can't remember, I was like looking, I think it was on a vlog, and I was looking at some of the shows, and I was like, some people like, this is not, I'm not talking about this from a personal point of view of like who I like or who I don't like, right? But like if you just like throw out a bunch of band names to me, like Madonna, like that's a halftime show. Okay, that's like, I would think of Madonna as a halftime show. Like, who's somebody else I would think would be like a halftime show? Like, Oasis or something, not a halftime show. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there are even some country musicians that I think would put on a fantastic halftime show. Lady Gaga, obviously halftime show. But then there's a lot of people, it's like, I mean, you're supposed to bring a show, you know what I mean? It's like, Bob Dylan, not a halftime show. Has he ever done I mean, I love Bob Dylan, you know, but I don't know that I would want to see like a halftime show of Bob Dylan playing guitar. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's just weird. Who are the teams that are playing? Does anybody know? Where is the Super Bowl the next 5 years? Okay, let's look and see. I know you guys already know this. I don't know this. Okay. So 2026 is Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, California. 2027, SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California. 2028, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. That would be fun. Why did it just go so dark on me? Is it because I put my glasses on? It must be. Where are the Super Bowl tickets? Yeah, where are my Super Bowl tickets? Okay, what day in February is the Super Bowl? February 9th. Is it always in February, or was it ever the last day of January? I don't know. Creating a thumbnail. I don't know. Okay. Is it ever in January? I should look that up. Teams. I want to see who the teams are. I have no idea. Are the Steelers playing? Do we know yet? Where and when, and who is the Super Bowl 20? Who is? Who is predicted to go to the Super Bowl? Okay. The Lions are the top seed in the NFC after a Week 18 over Minnesota. I guess we don't know yet who's in the Super Bowl, do we? Who's in the NFL playoffs 2025? Okay, none of this means anything to me. Can somebody tell me who's going to make it to the Super Bowl? Do we even know yet? Is that a thing? The Oscars I shouldn't say, I was going to say are like the gay Super Bowl, but that's not true. I have so many friends of mine that are gay that love football, that like are avid football fans. But I'll tell you who's the biggest football fan that I know in the entire world is my mom. Well, my mom was a huge college football fan. My mom was more college basketball than football, but she loved both. My dad is definitely more football than basketball. He's not a big basketball fan at all. My mom, being from Indianapolis, she loved college basketball. Oh my God. It's kind of funny that my parents were such like sports fanatics and I'm not at all, but I will tell you who is the biggest football fan ever is my mom's friend Susie, and Susie goes to every like home Broncos game. She's like a huge Broncos fan. So there's that. I think my husband's back. I can see stuff moving in there. I feel like he's back. I'm about ready for a nap here in just a second. You know, usually my vacation vlogs are pretty short. Are you guys kind of surprised that these vacation vlogs have been a little bit longer? My plan coming down here was that I was going to finish the first 2 Alex Cross books. I don't know that that's going to happen. My plan was also to read like 4 audiobooks. You know, this is going to sound strange because those are things I absolutely love to do, and those are all like really relaxing to me. But like last night I was sitting here watching a show, and I had so much fun watching The Breakthrough last night. And I was kind of like, you like haven't even really watched that many. My nose is, and I do need to trim my beard. My nose is like starting to itch. And I was like, you haven't even really watched that many shows. What? I started beating myself up, and I was like, you know what? You just need to be in the moment. I have to remind myself to live in the moment because I have such a hard time doing it. So speaking to that, I am going to go live in the moment. I'm going to go render this right now, and then start uploading it. And then tonight I can just post it. I can just post it tonight. Yay! And then, yeah, I'm not going to come back and vlog later because this is almost an hour. I can't, did I say that already? Usually when I go on vacation, my vlogs, aren't they usually a lot shorter? Aren't the vacation vlogs like a half an hour, less than that? And all these vlogs so far have been like almost an hour, which is crazy. I feel like I should just make this one at least an hour long since I haven't yet. I do miss like vlogging for like an hour and 15. Usually my vlogs lately have been like an hour and 10 or like 12 or 16 minutes or 24. They're like 16, an hour and 16 minutes. I don't know why. Maybe that's when like the battery starts dying or whatever. Should I read? We'll pick out one comment to read. Who will be the special person to get the one comment today? Let's look and see. Hold on a second. Okay. The one person to get the special comment. Let me see. I'm trying to find like one comment. Oh, my battery just went to the halfway mark. I'll just read a couple of them. Andrew said, Peter, the fireplace is the funniest thing. I don't know how many times in vlog comments I would randomly say, Peter, call the fireplace people. Stacy used to all the time too. Imagine all those people taking it so seriously, but how many things, okay, they have put off things not that serious for a long time. We listen and don't judge. The fireplace has almost become like a personal meme, which is a meme to me. I mean, it's like this joke at this point, right? Like, I'm like, I don't know that I'll ever get it. No, I will get it fixed. I mean, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't really care that deeply if you want to know the truth. Like, that's the end of the day. Like, I think sometimes, like, because I talk about it in a vlog. You know, it's interesting. I was watching this video the other day. It's like, I get on here every single day and I just share stuff about my life. Like, it's not scripted. I'm just like, this is what's going on in my life. But I was watching a video the other day, and it was like from somebody that does not post every day, right? Like on their channel. I mean, I literally post on here almost every single day, so it's just stuff. But when I was watching it, they were like saying stuff, and I thought, they hadn't posted a video in like 2 weeks, and I was like the comments were like, I hope since you said this that you'll follow through. And I thought, that's probably a lot of the attitude when people watch my vlogs. Like, no fault to that, right? But I'm like in a video and I'm saying it. But it's also like, this feels very much like I'm just talking to a friend on the phone. Like if I was talking to Tanya on the phone, I'd be like, oh girl, I still haven't got that fireplace fixed. And she'd be like, do you think you ever will? I don't even know. I don't really care. I mean, it's winter's almost over at this point, you know? I mean, we're halfway through February. No, but that's a conversation I would have, you know, like with Caroline or Tanya. Like I said with Caroline before Christmas, she's like, I can get somebody out there to fix the fireplace for you before Christmas. I was like, okay. You know, and then she asked me later, and I was like, I don't even know that I care. You know, I didn't want to take the Christmas tree down, you know, to have the fireplace fixed. So I was going to wait till after Christmas. But then I'm like, and I know people are like, you guys are sweet when you're like, you would love to have the fire and blah, 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 whatever. And you're absolutely right, I would. Like, once I had it. But then I'm like, if I even had the fireplace fixed, would I really probably use it that much? I don't even know that I would. You know what I mean? When I was a kid growing up, we used to have fires in the fireplace like every day. My dad and my stepmom every day at their house. The kitchen and the bedroom, the fireplace are always going. And they have a bedroom fireplace like right in front of their bedroom. It's a huge fireplace. They have wood burning fireplace. I don't know, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. But like, as far as on my list of things that I really want to, the camera stopped, we made it to an hour. It's like, I think it's almost become kind of more of a joke over here than anything else. It's like, I mean, if another 2 years went by and I didn't fix the fireplace, in all 100% transparency, I mean, would I look at the fireplace every once in a while and be like, it'd be nice to have a fire, but like, am I like devastated about it? No. Do I think it's a level of measurement on how successful I am or get things done in my life that I got the fireplace fixed? No. I don't know about you, but like most of my friends and people that I talk to in life, with the exception of Caroline, because everything, I mean, she's constantly on stuff like that. But I think part of that's being a realtor. I mean, every person in my life for like the last 10 years has had one thing they've had to get fixed in their house. Probably 10 things if they haven't. It's like, you know, you go over their house and it's like the faucet's still not working. They're like, oh, you're like, oh, I thought you were going to get that fixed. Yeah, I've been putting it off for 6 months. I feel like that's everybody I know, you know? Maybe I'm just, I mean, I guess, I don't know, there's probably a lot of people out there that, like, they say it and they do it, but that's not the world that I live in. I don't know. Like, it just isn't. It's kind of, like, funny to me, you know? So I'm kind of at the point where if I get it fixed, I get it fixed. If I don't, I can tell you, Alex 100% does not care about the fireplace at all. I mean, if it got fixed tomorrow, I don't think that, it's not like he's going to be busting out making fires, you know? The difference is also is like, when my mom lived in the condo, the couch and the chairs and stuff were around the fireplace. Now we're like facing the TV, and the fireplace is behind that. The other thing is like, if at late at night, if I had a fire in the fireplace, like one of the reasons why I don't like tons of candles, like I leave them in the kitchen, not out in the other area, is because they light up the living room, which then lights up the upstairs because we have the loft. So if I have a fireplace going, it's gonna light up the downstairs, and then it's going to be light in the bedroom. So I don't even know. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I will get it fixed. But at this point, it's kind of just one thing on my list that I feel like I need to do of like 100 things. It's not like I'm beating myself up about not getting the fireplace fixed. I don't know. I probably take it more seriously because I feel like other people out there think it's a bigger deal than it really is to me, but... Oh, here it is. Rachel said, it took me a minute to realize it was the club booming under your room. In my AirPods, I almost went and told my son to turn down the music. LMAO. Glad you're having a great vacation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Charlotte put a bunch of laughing emojis. Marina said, I just love listening to your points of view and how you explain your thoughts. I hope you're able to enjoy the rest of your trip. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I am having a great trip. This is really, really relaxing. Somebody said, take some time off vlogging your vacation. You need to learn to enjoy your couple time and screw us for a bit. We'll still be here. I mean, it's only an hour. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have filmed at this time if, like, Alex wasn't downstairs, like, doing stuff and whatever. And my husband, like, his relaxation time is laying in bed. TikTok. I said to him yesterday, or, yeah, I said, I can see him moving in there. So I'm gonna get off here. I said, what are you gonna do if TikTok, I said it to him like 4 times. He goes, you've asked me that so many times if TikTok goes down. He goes, I told you, I'll just go over to Instagram. I go, Instagram Reels isn't gonna be the same. He goes, it will be once everybody leaves TikTok and goes over to Instagram. He's like thought it through and everything. None of my friends, like Alex and Caroline, my friends, and like everybody that I know that watches TikTok, none of them are concerned with TikTok. The only people that are concerned with TikTok going down are people that are creators on TikTok. I will say this, I'm not a TikTok person, but if you are a TikTok person, before the 19th or 18th or whenever it is that it's supposed to go down, if you have some favorite creators over on TikTok, please be sure to go follow them on Instagram or, I mean, I'm like, my account's still up on Twitter, but I don't ever like post on Twitter anymore. Instagram, YouTube, make sure to follow them other places as well to support them. I mean, it would be weird tomorrow if like YouTube was going to be like obsolete. I mean, that would be really weird for me. And I have friends of mine that have made their careers on TikTok and work very, very hard, and they love what they do, just like I love what I do. So if you have favorite creators over on TikTok, please, please, please go support them on their other platforms as well. You know, I think that would be like one way to really like get the word out and try to support them instead of trying to transition over to Instagram or YouTube or wherever. I think it's going to be weird for them anyway, but I think like, I mean, I know people that like, that's literally like their source of income and they love doing it. And if TikTok does go away, like please let's help some of those people out there that you guys love to be successful on other platforms as well. You know, there's enough to go around for everybody, don't you think? But as far as taking some time off, like Alex and I spend so much time on vacation anyway, it's not like I want to be with my husband 24 hours a day. And to be honest with you, and neither does he. I don't know if you guys, when you're on vacation, you guys are all like this together, but like we each need a little bit of time apart. Vlogging for me is that little bit of time apart, you know? And like we always connect really well on vacations, but like, I mean, we've had so many like really, really great conversations on this trip already. And just like laying at the pool all day long. I mean, he'll ask me, he'll be like, because otherwise I'm like sitting there on my phone and it's like TikTok. It was funny because I would said something to Nikki about it the other night because she watches a lot of TikToks, and she goes, well, sometimes when you're reading the comments, she said, you'll just play the same TikTok will play over and over and over again, which is what Alex does. So it's like the same TikTok played 10 times, and I'll be like, can you just pause that while you're reading the comments? This couple today, we were talking to in the pool, she was like, well, how long have you guys been together? And Alex was like, we've been together 16 years, we've been married 13 years, and this is like going on our 17th year. And she like looked at him, she's like, they've been together longer than we have. She's like, that's really impressive you guys have been together that long. And we're like, yeah, we're like really proud of it. I love being with my husband on vacation. So fun. I love being with my husband anywhere. A bunch of Canadians commented they knew that band Tragically Hip. They remind me a bit of REM. Oh, said Vanessa. Okay, maybe I'll have to listen to them. Oh, she said the fireplace, but what about the table? Just teasing. The table on the front porch. Girl, she's sitting in some boxes in the garage. That's a spring summer project. 2027, maybe. Oh, Nicole said, hey Nicole, how are you? She said, there's truly nothing better than a vacation vlog. You are so sweet. I appreciate that. And that is a perfect comment to end on. So I'm going to get off here now. Oh, the foot thing. I do want to tell you guys about the foot thing. So, do you remember, like, okay, so this is like an OCD thing, okay? That sometimes, like, this is how the thinking works. Okay, we're not gonna make this real serious, but this is kind of like one part of how my OCD has worked. That like if you say something and then it, like you put it out in the universe and then it'll happen or it won't happen. So like that's part of my OCD, and I'm trying to work against it, right? And just say what I feel like I need to say. Because sometimes I'll be like, well, if you say that, then this all, you know, you don't want to put that out in the universe, you know, whatever. So do you remember when I was talking about getting a pedicure and I talked about how we went to Las Vegas and they like cut my feet and that's why I always go the same place? I was afraid, like, this is how my OCD works. I was like, if you tell that story, like in my head as I'm telling the story, I thought, if you tell that story, you're gonna get your foot cut, okay? This is the tricky part of like the craziness of OCD. So we get down here, okay, and my foot is hurting, and I don't understand why, and I took my foot off. You can't see it now or I would show you because I've been in the pool all day long. It kind of goes away, but like later at night when my foot is dry, you can see it. They straight up cut my foot when I got a pedicure. It's exactly like, it's not like when I was in Las Vegas, I think it was on my like toe because it was so hard to walk. It's not as hard to walk here and it's healing pretty fast, but I was like, and I thank God I have Band-Aids. I was like, they cut my foot during the pedicure. I could not believe it after I just shared that story about how I always wanted to go to the same place because the one time I went somewhere different with Tanya, they cut my foot before we went to Las Vegas. Okay, I had to share the foot story. So anyway, it's a foot thing. That should be my thumbnail. It's a thumbnail. It's a vacation vlog thumbnail. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope that you're having a magically amazing Sunday, that you're getting rested, rejuvenated, relaxed, and refreshed for the week ahead. You know I am, okay? And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Happy birthday, Lena.